The death penalty is a human system created by human beings, run by human beings. That means there is human error built into it. A human system is not capable of perfection. Government does nothing flawlessly. Government cannot flawlessly kill people. If you give government the power to kill people, you are giving government the power to make mistakes, killing people, and government will make those mistakes.
If we put all our money into this capital punishment system that doesn't deter, that can't get things right, that has a risk of executing the innocent, and then you take that money, that criminal justice dollar, and you put it into so many of our innocence reforms, for example, that not only protect the innocent but help law enforcement catch the guilty, whether it's better forensic science or eyewitness reform, but videotaping interrogations, we're safer spending that money on these other pursuits rather than on the death penalty, which is so problematic. And it's also incredibly expensive. So in the state of California, they estimate over the next 5 years it would cost them $1 billion to continue with the death penalty.
It is not a deterrent because the states that have, Texas, obviously is executing more people than anyone, but I think they're like 17th on the states that have the highest murder rates. And I have the stat here, but of the top 10 states with the highest murder rate, I think 9 of them have the death penalty.
There's the argument that's been put forth that the death penalty is a deterrent to so-called future crimes. Well, believe it or not, 67% of the police chiefs in America, when they were polled, said that isn't true. There are no studies that even indicate that killing people, putting them on death row and then killing them, in any way is a deterrent for crime.
Manny was seriously mentally ill when he came to Sacramento. He had just been released from a hospital in Massachusetts where he had been confined, paranoid schizophrenia.
I always assured my mother, I told her right off the top what the cops said, that Manny's going to be all right, Ma. I said he's going to go to a hospital and we're going to get the Vietnam War demons out of Manny's head. It was a promise made and a promise broken. Because when the district attorney got a hold of it, she decided this is an excellent death penalty case. My mother's standing outside the gate on his 50th birthday, my 83-year-old mother. And there I am, and I watched Manny die.
Nobody ever believed that there was this great a risk of convicting an innocent person, much less executing. Reasonable people can differ as to whether the death penalty is a morally appropriate sanction for the most heinous of crimes, but nobody believes that you ought to execute an innocent person. That's a non-starter as a moral question, and now we know that that's a significant risk. And now the risk of wrongful conviction and execution has been established as much higher than anybody believed.
And believe it or not, the United States is 5th behind such regimes as China, Iran, and North Korea in the number of people that it kills to the death penalty. In fact, the president of Iran has called upon our hypocrisy, as he calls it. He said we were hypocrites to even criticize countries like Iran for stoning people in terms of their death penalty.
The death penalty obviously kills people, but it also tortures, physically by the brutal nature of execution, and psychologically by forcing individuals to wait to be killed. They wait, sometimes for decades, while others are led to their deaths. The horror of this waiting is unimaginable.